Are you ready to manifest money? This is part 3 or episode 3 of Helene Hadsell's Manifesting Money. And I'm showing you how the technique that she outlined in her book, The Name It and Claim It Game. And we're actually going to physically do it together. It's kind of fun. It basically is a vision board, but just for money. Why not, right? I have the last one I did behind me. I did dark green. I bought a dark green one too from Bristol board from the store. But it's April and it's spring, and I thought we're going to go bright green this time. And as per your suggestions on the last video, I got bigger denominations of money, play money. This is movie money, they call it. These are $1,000 bills. All of them are $1,000 bills. I thought, go big or go home. And the other suggestion that somebody gave, which I thought was good, but I couldn't find it, maybe I need more research or something, is global money. So, euros and yen and British pounds and Canadian and American and Australian and a little bit of everything to bring in money from all over the world, which I do like that idea. I'm going to keep looking to see if I can find the movie money in other denominations. So the next board will have that. The other change that I'm making based on suggestions in the last video, I thought this was good because I'll read what Helene suggested, because it says write your name on the money. I was only putting my first and last name, and someone said, what about your middle name? And I was like, never thought of that. We're going to try that this time. I'm going to put my full name on this time and see if it works. What I've done is, now this is a little bit, this wasn't in the book because I will reread the exercise from the book in a minute. However, this part is from Colette Baron-Reid's vision board class that she gives on Facebook every January. And if you're a member of her circle or membership, it's not Inner Circle, it's something like that, you can watch it all year round. But what she says you do is you anchor the board with a border, and she uses either black or gold. Sometimes she says you can use washi tape, you can paint it. Normally I either color it in with marker or paint it. Now painting, it's interesting. My daughter's in third year illustration at OCAD, which is the Ontario College of Art and Design University. It was a college. They made it a university. They didn't change the name. They just tacked on university. She says those poster paints you buy for the little kids, it's actually a super dark green. It's not actually black, because I did paint one board once and I said, it's not really black. And she explained why. But I found this today at the dollar store. It's like glitter paint. So I thought, oh, how fun to do the border, get it dry, and then paint over it with the glitter. This is kind of like the version of gold washi tape. The other thing I like to buy is the glitter glue. So afterwards, and this is dry, I sometimes go around the bills or little corners and kind of zhuzh it up. And I usually use, I got my trusty water. Did anybody else get these when they attended the 2022 sweepstakes convention in New Hampshire? These are great. I like this one because it's like winner chicken dinner. So normally I use glue sticks and they stick okay. This one was purple, but it's completely dried out. I'll be throwing it away after this, but I did want to show the example of it. Allows you to see where you've glued. And then you can get white school glue, but I found today, I didn't even know they made it, clear glue. So I thought, oh, this is really good. I'm going to try clear glue today. I'm actually going to do the wet glue. Then, as a bonus, when I was getting Helene Hadsell's files, business files, she had this in like one of her drawers. These are the old-fashioned little stars that used to get, am I this old? The teachers used to put them on your schoolwork. They're tiny and they're just, you lick them and they're all glue, but these are really old. I don't even want to lick them. I'll just put a drop of glue on the back and I'll kind of highlight some of the bills. It's really fun. Now, here's the problem. I solved the problem of the camera because last time I was really close, but the camera couldn't show the board as much or me or what I was doing. Like my office is so small, I can't even put the proper backdrop up. So this is the office. So I have my desk and then this table and my chair and then there's the wall. So this is it. There's no space. However, my vision is this. So these glasses are either single vision, like distance and reading, or my other pair is the computer screen and reading. I'm sitting so far back from the computer that I can't see the computer with these glasses. And the distance ones, it's the font, the writing is so small. I'm going to have to come back after. We'll move this table out of the way and then I'll answer everybody's questions because I can't see them from here. So that's what we're going to do. So please put all your questions there. After we do the board, I'll move this out of the way. I'll come up to the computer when I'll be able to read it, and I will answer everybody's questions. How's that? So let's begin with the actual exercise. Now, this is fun. Now, she has a few different exercises in the book, and I really like this one. She has it in here. You think I would have marked it before this video, but I've read this book so many times, I think I know where everything is. She says, drawing money to you. Oh yeah, and the other thing I did that I thought was fun was, I don't know if you can see, but I've got a stick of incense going back there. I found these at the we have a bookstore, a metaphysical bookstore, and they sell everything from gemstones to books to oracle cards to you name it. And this one is called Attracts Money. So I thought, well, isn't that appropriate for this video? Why not put one on? And they're inexpensive. I think this whole tube, I think it's 30 sticks. How many sticks? I think it's like 30 sticks. It's by Hem, which is a very popular incense brand. Oh no, it's 20 sticks, and it comes from Hem, and it's from Mumbai. It smells heavenly. I think it's like $3. They're not expensive at all, and they're lovely. And here's my theory. Some people say, well, that stuff doesn't work. Well, here's my attitude. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. And if it does work, I'm ahead. So why not? And it smells good. So I have nothing to lose, literally nothing to lose by burning that stick. So drawing money to you. This is what Helene wrote back in the day. She said, buy a package of play money from the toy or game department of a store. Now we get it off Amazon because I couldn't find it around me. I did try the stores first. Amazon. Write your name on all the bills. Now notice, this is where we had that discussion in part 2. She doesn't say full name, right? So I was putting my first name and last name. We're going to add the middle name, see if that makes a difference. Paste them on a piece of green cardboard. We have bright green for spring this time. With a Marks-a-Lot. Now somebody, funnily enough, in another video said, what's a Marks-a-Lot? Well, that's the generic name for a marker. And print, my good is at hand, and I'm gratefully receiving it now. Money's drawn to me constantly. You could also probably use the word consistently, but I like constantly. My money supply is limitless. Read it several times each day and imagine you have a handful of money. Now, it's interesting because the way funds work is changed. So you can probably envision your bank account. Like if you're using your phone to pay, you can imagine your phone in your hand, looking at your bank account on your your Apple Pay, and it has got a lot of zeros. The idea is you can still feel it, if that makes any sense at all. And it's just so the idea is to energize it. Okay. What I thought was interesting is I freehanded it last time. I couldn't find a compass, and I could have used a bowl, but I thought let's do it the old-fashioned way. I just put a string on a pencil, and I'm just gonna draw a circle freehand. Well, sort of freehand. And so now I have the border. Oh, it might be really hard to see on the screen. And I use this old, can you believe this? I found this. I can't remember where I found it. It's Gordon's Food Service from Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's got Kalamazoo, Lansing, and Traverse City. I must have found it in a thrift shop or something. It's fantastic, and it has a hole on the end, so I hang it in the closet. And it's great for big projects like this. So what I'm going to do is to energize this board first. I've got my black marker. And I'm just going to draw the border. Oops. I'm going to paint over it after. I'm going to paint the border later. Because I have been so busy that I didn't get to the dollar store to buy the green paper till today. So I would have had to paint this to be ready. I would have had to paint it a day or two ago. But we're also renovating the house. It's kind of nice. And so things have been a little bit up in the air. As I work a lot in this office, I had to pull it all apart because I got all dusty, even though the door was closed. All right. So then I'm going to freehand the circle. I'm going to just go over the circle that I drew with a pencil. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to do this. As a reminder for all the people that are coming in afterwards, because I'm sitting so far back and even with my glasses on, I can't read your questions. Put all your questions and comments in, and we'll go over them all at the end, I promise. So I don't muck it up, we'll just go get her words exactly. Again, I didn't pin it. You think I'd learn? It's on page 150 in the book, if you're wondering. If you have the book and want to follow along. She said, my good is at hand. Okay, so let's start with that. And I'm going to write in block letters. My good is at hand. And I am gratefully now gratefully receiving. Can I fit it there? I'm going to try. I before E, except after C. It now. And I'm going to underline the word now because there is only now. Joe Vitale did a great video on how there's only now. I don't know if I can find it. And to share it. I'll do a Google search and see if I can find it to share it. And also, Dr. Joe Dispenza does some great videos on gratitude and brain chemistry and why you want to be in gratitude. The idea is, well, actually, I can explain now. The brain doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. So if you are always in a state of gratitude and thinking, this is kind of like lucky girl syndrome. Everything's always working out for you. Isn't this amazing? Or if something is a bit challenging, you go, I wonder how this is unfolding for my highest good. I'm really grateful that this challenge came along so I can expand and grow and be able to get to my goal. Because clearly I'm going to need this skill or experience to get to that goal. If you're always looking at everything like that, it changes how your brain works. Oops, and I just drew in the book. Good thing this is my personal copy. Okay. Money. Okay, so then she says money is drawn to me. Let's mix it up a little. Let's put constantly and consistently. No, you know what? Let's not mix it up too much. My money is limitless. Well, there you go. Okay, so that's what I wrote out. And here, I'll just, so you guys can see it. You can see it a bit in the board, but, you know, I could have written bigger, I guess. So to fill the whole circle a little more. The problem is you get so used to font sizing on the computer. When you get to this, it doesn't always work. So that was a black marker. Now I have these Sharpies. I find them at the dollar store, and it might be really hard to see, but this is a purple, like a periwinkle purple. This is a burgundy. This is a deep navy blue, and this is like a deep purple. And then I have the black. So I thought it would be fun to kind of mix up the colors too. Like, why not have a little fun with it? And let's try the first one with my full name. And I think I have to start further over because, yeah, that one's a little too far off to the side. Okay, let's try the next one. I just about started my last name. Okay, that fits better. So I need to start over at the seal. Now, depending on your name, if you have an extremely long name, you might want to write, well, I'll give you an example. So now my name isn't that long, but if your name is super long, you may want to write it like this so that you have enough space width-wise, you know, depending on your name. Like my name and Helene's name are kind of short, but if you've got a really long name, then you're going to want to space it out. And that way it'll end up being more centered like this one. Actually, I'm going to come in and read some of the comments so we can discuss them while I write in glue, because I think waiting till the end is a little much. So let's come in and read the comments. It's hilarious. Okay. Yes. So Andrea says, have you been obsessed with your money manifesting vision boards? Any results to date? Okay. So what I did was, the first time I did it was April 6th last year. Okay. So I had no results. I wanted to just try and share an exercise because I thought it would be a fun video, something different, right? I always like teaching people new things, and I thought it would be a fun activity that people could do, because you can even do this with your kids. Like, there's no age limit on this, right? I thought, oh, that's fun. The kids can use their imagination. The whole family could do it. Because that was one thing Helene used to do, was get the whole family involved, and you know, then they're all giving it energy. So it just makes it more likely to manifest when there's a lot of people putting their energy towards it. That's why group prayer works, right? It's the same idea. After I did the board, 2 weeks later, that was when I drove to Helene's in Texas to pick up the balance of her business materials to help maintain her legacy, and pick up the remains of her library, or go through the remains of her library to see if there's any books that would help, again, maintain her legacy. So that's what I went and got. And so that to me was a big thing. And then after that, like after I did that board, and I showed it in the part 2 video. I didn't download this. I can just show you. So my sales did this. By July, they went up like a lot. And I was able to buy all new computer equipment, which was fantastic because I really wanted to, it was getting time to upgrade. And this allowed me to fully upgrade my entire business. And having those new tools allows me to do better work. Right? So I'm investing, I took the money and I reinvested it to better have the tools to do what I feel like I'm here to do. And that's to teach people how to have more fun in life. So basically win in life and win sweepstakes. Because it's the same, I believe it's the same mindset. Positive attitude. That's what Helene's whole book is about. I think that's one of the reasons she asked me to continue her legacies, because she felt that we had a similar mindset, positive attitude, wanting to share, love, help people, right? Because she says right at the beginning of her book, the affirmation that she writes, that she wrote out, and then I put in here, she said, let me, so every time she was going to lecture or give a talk or something, I guess I should have almost started the video with this. Let me be a channel to help people help themselves. So she would always say that affirmation before she went out and taught any classes, workshops, anything like that. She always wanted to have people help themselves. All right. Jim Rohn says you can't have someone do your push-ups for you, basically. So you have to help yourself, but she's going to give you the tools to help yourself. Kind of like this exercise. So fun, right? You get to do it. I'm not making your board. You're going to make your own board. And you're going to have your own visions, and you're going to pick your own shade of green, and you're going to put it, and also here's the other thing. If this is way too big for your house, cut it in half or cut it in quarters. Like there's no rule that says it has to be the full Bristol board, right? This house is small. So these are actually glue on the front of the door to my office, because I literally have no wall space for them. Right? So I actually stick these to the front of the office. And so I pass them every day. I have my regular vision board, and then I have my money vision board on 2 parts of the front door to this office. If I really wanted to find some wall space, I do have some small spaces, and I could cut it in 4. So don't feel like you're limited to the whole board. And if you're doing this with your kids and you want to do it together, you can cut it into 4, and then each family member gets a quadrant, and you make your own little boards, and you can put them all over the house. That's fun too. You could even take one of the bills, because she used to use a 3x5 method to write out her goals for the year. And she'd put like one in the bathroom. So she would, instead of full affirmations or a full vision board, she would say trip, car. I think one year she had trip and car and microwave and cash. And she just had those 4 words on a 3x5. She put one in the bathroom, one in the kitchen, one in the car, one by her desk. So she would always see it. You do the same thing. You can just take one of the bills and write the affirmation on it, smaller letters, and tape it to your car and to the back. You can do like little reminders. You can even leave one in your wallet. Right? Okay, so that was the first one I did. And then I saw my sales go up. So then October 6th, I did a second one, because I thought, okay, I got to do a 6-month update. And I showed how my sales did this. Now, they started off low, my business sales, and then they went really high, and then they kind of leveled down, but didn't go as low as they were before. So my base kind of stayed up. Now, I haven't peaked. I've gone up 1 month again and down a bit. So it's been kind of doing like an ocean wave, right? A little bit like this. A little bit like an ocean wave. However, what has also been coming in that isn't money yet is business opportunities. So projects. So for example, today I went to a studio and did a test to see if I could read well enough to narrate this book. or was I going to have to hire a narrator? And the studio head, the producer, said, you're fine. So we booked 2 weeks from now, we're going to start. So I don't know how long it takes. So sometime between today and the end of the year, there will be an Audible version of this book available. So that's not money in my hand at the moment. And actually, I'm spending money to produce the audiobook. However, that's an investment that will come back. So again, it's like the ocean, right? Invest and then comes back. So it's like this. And so I'm always growing. And then the next step after this is I'm going to be looking at a translation. And the first language I'm going to do, because I get the most requests for it, is Spanish. So those were the 2 requests I get a lot for. And so now I'm in a position to do it. And that all started after a year ago, I did the first board. So it took a bit of time. So the first investment was technology. The second investment is books. And I don't know if you've been following me on other videos. I did an unboxing of Tag. So Tag Powell. So here's what happens when sometimes something is an obstacle. Okay. I get a message from Amazon and they didn't like how the copyright was listed in the book. I didn't do it properly. I didn't know. My mistake was I copied it from Helene's last edition, which was this one, which wasn't correct for today's publishing. Just in case, I went and I started messaging her all of her old publishers to make sure that I had full rights and that nobody was going to infringe. I wasn't infringing on anything. So I got a letter from the first publisher, this company, the divorce publishing company. They sent me a letter. Yep, we have no copyright ownership. This was Top of the Mountain Publishing. So I did some research and found that it was Tag Powell that owned this company. And I thought, wait a minute, I know that name. I went to the books that I got from Helene's house. There were some books from Tag that he had written in the books I brought back, because they were, one of them was the Silva Method book that he wrote. He wrote a Silva Mind Mastery book. And I thought, so I did some Googling. I found 4 or 5 addresses for him. I mailed the letter to all of them. Turns out he's still alive, living in Florida. But he's also near the end of his journey because he's had a stroke and he has some other health issues. And so I said, well, who's maintaining your legacy? Because he wrote a lot of books. And he said, nobody. I said, well, can I do it? And in the meantime, I had sent him copies of the updated versions of all Helene's books. So this was the version he did, and this was the version I did. And he was flabbergasted. He said, this is amazing. You've done a fantastic job. Because he also did this one, her second book, in Contact. And then I did this one. So he just couldn't believe how I had done it. So he was so happy. He said, yeah, absolutely. So here I thought it was an obstacle and I did fix it. In the meantime, another opportunity opens up. Again, I'm gratefully receiving it now. So this is opportunities, and also let me be a channel to help others help themselves. Another opportunity to teach people from books that are out of print. So I'm turning into a republisher. And I just booked a business license today for the republishing company because, I don't have enough to do. So the Contest Queen teaches people how to win sweepstakes. Idea Majesty is a marketing company running sweepstakes. And now I have Words for Winning, which is a republishing company on all things positivity. So that, yeah, I'm not busy enough. So those opportunities have come. So again, I think what's going to happen is the waves are going to get higher and higher, right? So the money's going to come in, but then if it dips down, it's going to be dipping down to a higher level. It's kind of like seeing one of those stock market, things where the line goes up and it comes down, but still it's always constantly going up. Even when it's got a dip, it's still higher than the last line. So that's been the results to date. And here I'm explaining all that. I haven't been writing my name on any of these bills. So I don't have to do the whole board today. I can always finish it after. What we're going to do is we'll just glue a few. So I want to try the clear glue. Let's see how this works compared to the other glue. So I'm just going to do a stripe on the top. And, oh, it's very runny compared to the other one. So I'm going to put this one right above my good as at hand. Yeah, I've got a feeling I won't be able to pull this board up until I'm done, because then they'll all, can you imagine? I did that once. I had put the glitter glue. I didn't wait for it to dry. I was so excited. I put the board up and it kind of all ran down the board. Oops, that was a vision board. So let's see where we're at with the, I don't want to put my elbow in the glue. So I hope that's, so to me, those are fantastic results. So let's see if there's any questions. Oh, thank you, Michael. As long as we hear your words of wisdom. They're not all mine. Some are Helene's. Teresa's saying incense isn't very good. Okay. Well, I'll look into it. Oh, I always say that when spelling. Actually, you know what? I will put in the description afterwards. I'll add it in. There was a woman, and I can't remember her name. I'm very embarrassed. Aubrey Marcus did an interview with a woman who wrote a book on, she said it's why we call it spelling, because words are like spells, right? Like Lewis says, the body is the one that doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. So when we're saying things, we want to spell ourselves, right? Like, so that's why you want to write out your affirmations, and positive thoughts attract positive things. Oh, thanks, Sandra. Or Sandra, I apologize. I'm happy you're continuing your legacy. Me too. The only regret I have is I didn't spend enough time with her. And hindsight's 2020. The person I am today is not the same person that hung out with her for 4 days back in 2008. So the questions I would ask her now are not the same questions I asked her then. I do talk to her energetically, though. I do sometimes if I go on, especially in the summer when I'm pin code hunting and I'm walking along, I look like that crazy person with a little bag, and I'm going through the bins looking for codes, and I'll talk to her. So I'm like that crazy old lady walking down the street. Yeah, it is working. And so remember, opportunities to exercise, keep faith, and staying positive. I like the ladder method from Silva. Yeah, there's, I think a couple other people did the ladder method too. I think Neville Goddard did too. Yeah, it's so cool. And another door opened. That's the thing, right? Michael says, any special denomination of a bill. So the first pack, actually, I'll talk about that one. So the first pack, now I've used it twice. So the first set that I got had hundreds and 20s and 10s and 1s and 2s and 5s. I don't know if you can see very good. And they're all kind of mixed up. And they're all kind of different colors. Like the 10s are a little orangey. The greens are a little pink. The 5s are a little pinky. The 1s are a little greeny. The 20s are very greeny, yellowy. It's so I used mostly hundreds and 50s when I did the board originally. And so I ran out. So when I went, I thought, well, I don't want to do a board with 1s. Right? So then I saw the pack just the 1000s. So I thought, well, we'll just go big. But I was looking, when I was looking for this one, I was looking for, again, other denominations like world currency. So I thought it would be fun to put on euros and so maybe some Canadian money. So I do a little bit of feng shui around the house, and I have an envelope, a red envelope under the mat of the front door and the back door, because we go in and out the back door a lot too. So I thought, well, I'm going to cover both bases. And because you put 9 coins in there, I did 3 Canadian, 3 American, 3 euros to do the 9 coins. So I don't know if that matters. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and you have to be open to what's coming in and what is it coming in as. I teach sweepstakes. So money might be gift cards. Money might be a cash win. Money might be a new fridge. So now you don't have to go spend your money to get that new fridge that you needed, right? I do need to see a little further. Yeah, that's the one problem with this prescription. My eyes, I don't have a sweet spot. Normally with progressives, you have, where you can see distance, where you can see the computer, where you can see to read. And I, unfortunately, I don't have that. Oh, I did $100 bill in there. Oh yeah, I got $200 bills from the Tar Heel sweepstakes party. What color do I want to do this one? And so I have them here. Now, if you've never been to a convention, holy moly, do you need to go? It was so fun. I've only been to the nationals. I haven't been to a mini in, oh my God, I don't even remember the last mini I went to. Let's see. It had to be 2017. I think it was either 2018 or 2019. And we took George, and he's not a huge sweeper. He just likes to go along, and he loves the prizes. Of course he loves the prizes, right? He's very happy with that TV that I won this year. I won I don't know if you follow me, but I did win 100-inch TV. Oh yeah, so here's with the big prizes. Now, in February, I had won a gift card off booking.com from the Super Bowl contest. So I used it to take me, my sister, her husband, and George on a vacation to Mexico. That was so fun. After the board, in July, I won a trip to a music festival in Montreal. So the rest of the year, I'm like trifecta, or as they say in hockey, a hat trick. As you can see, my office is hockey themed, because when I moved into this house with George, he had the hockey stuff in the living room, and I said, no, I'm not living in a man cave. So, and it was also a weird blue. He didn't get the official blue of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Why? I don't know. I made him buy the official blue. So we decorated the office of Toronto Maple Leafs. Not super conducive to live streams because it's so busy, but what can you do? And then I just had a brain hiccup. Anyway, oh well, I'll come back to it. Oh, so then we went, and so I was putting it out that I wanted a third trip. I didn't get a third trip. I did win a TV, a projection TV. It's so big that it doesn't fit in this tiny house. Literally would not fit on the living room wall. It is so big. He has a massive workshop in the back, a separate building and a garage that he uses, that he actually does woodworking in. He's a contractor. But it's a real mishmash. It's got storage. It's got all his tools woodworking. It's got his drum kit because he used to be a studio musician, and now it's also a man cave because he had a small TV in there, and now it's this big thing that takes up the whole wall. All the guys love coming over watching hockey, or he'll put on music and drum to it. Okay, here we go. I just might as well leave the small ones on because I can't see the screen. Anyway. Right? I love how you turned your obstacle into an opportunity. Brenda, I'm going to tell you the story. You probably know this parable. Is very famous. I think it was in A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. A lot of people know it. There was a farmer, and his horse got out of the stable, and it ran off, and the neighbors were like, this is terrible. And he said, well, we'll see. couple days go by, this horse comes back. He brings with it like a half a dozen Mustangs, wild Mustangs. The neighbors are like, "Oh my gosh, you are so lucky." Yes, we'll see. His son, is 18, a young man, and he's trying to like now break in these wild Mustangs. He gets bucked, breaks his leg. This is terrible. The neighbors are coming over. "Oh my gosh, this is terrible. This Mustang, your poor son, what's going to happen?" "You have the worst luck," they said to him. He said, "Well, we'll see." And there was a war going on, and the government came through, and they're looking to conscript healthy young men. Unfortunately, his leg was broken. He was unable to go to war, so he stayed home. And the neighbors were like, "You're so lucky. Look what happened." And he said, "We'll see." The luck is whatever, or the good. So when I first got that notification from Amazon, I thought, this is terrible. What am I going to do? Okay, I'm the one that decided it was terrible. Nobody said it was terrible. It just was. Hey, you need to fix this. That's all it is. I decided it was terrible. Then when I got the opportunity to tag, I label it as good. It's new. Everything's neutral, and it's only what we label it. So we have to remember that when we get what we deem to be obstacles, that's when we need to look at it and go, is this really an opportunity in disguise? So I think it was Robert Ohotto. I love him. If you follow me, I even work with him. And he gave an example, like, our souls come to earth and we sign up for the hurdle race. Like if you're in track, there's the hurdle race. And we get down here and we go, who put the hurdles here? And it's like, you signed up for the hurdle race. And so those are the hurdles. Like, it's just, that's what it is. So don't be so surprised if there's hurdles on the hurdle racetrack. Right? Oh, thanks, Teresa. I like my enthusiasm too. Okay, do you just use money on the board, or can you use pictures of items? Okay, this particular exercise is a money board. I do have a vision board that's actually on my door, and I have done like shorts and reels and TikTok showing my actual vision board, and I think I've even put pictures on it on my Instagram. That specifically is a vision board, and I do put a little bit of money on it, but those are for goals and things. Like one of the goals that I had on there from last year, so it took a little time, sometimes things don't manifest right away, is turning this book into an Audible version. So that was on my vision board, and it's now coming to fruition because of this, and my funds have gone up, I now have that money to invest back into the business and pay to get the book done. I'm very excited that we're actually doing the Audible version. So that's what's really cool. So yeah, you can do a vision board. You could mix one up, but this exercise that I'm doing a video on is specifically for money and my progress from a year. So this is the third one I'm making, right? That was the one I did in October. And then the one that I did last April is actually behind the filing cabinet, because there's a small gap between the filing cabinet and the wall, because there's a window on the other side with a windowsill that's too wide. So it leaves a gap. So then when I have things like the old vision boards, I put them behind to keep them flat. So I hide things back there. And I have baker's boxes for all my business accounting and stuff like that, Hey, you got to make use of every inch when the house is small. So that's fun. And let's see. Okay. Oh my gosh. I have to think how to spell my name when I'm talking. That's hilarious. So definitely, Cheryl, next January, go follow Colette Barron Reed and make sure you take her vision board class. Oh, he thought I was using real money. I wish. I don't even think there are $1,000 bills anymore. Okay, so Holly wants to know what happens at a convention. Speeches and prizes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's different types of events. The Tar Heel mini sweepstakes banquet. Okay, so it was the Tar Heel sweepstakes club spring banquet. Okay, it's not, you can kind of call it a convention, but I just label them all conventions, but it really was just a banquet. It was a one-day event. So what happened at the spring one, we arrived a bit early because I came during the setup time. Normally people don't come in till 8:30, but I got in at 8 because I had brought a game that everyone's going to play. So I brought Canadian. I couldn't pre-ship anything because it's too hard across the border. And I was bringing Canadian treats, and you want to buy them, just before. Like I brought, chips and Joe Louis and peanut butter and all kinds of candy. Oh, everyone was loving my gift bags. Anyway, I didn't want to just have the 5 gift bags. So what I did was, we had a game, is I bought mini chocolate bars, all the different kinds we have in Canada. And I took stickers and I wrote numbers on them, and everybody got 2. And then while I was there, I did a random.org and I picked 5 numbers from 1 to 200. And whoever had the chocolate bars with the numbers won one of the gift bags I brought. So I gave a little bit of taste of Canada to everybody because I thought, well, I can't come down and not give everybody a treat. So it was a great way to play a game and have a draw and then give everybody a treat. So we came in early, and then George and I went around the table and we put 2 little mini chocolate bars for every single attendee. So that's what we did. Then at 9 o'clock, they had bingo, and I won $50. And then they played these games. They were so well organized. They had the punch, the punch cups. They had Let's Make a Deal. They had Plinko. I can't even remember all the stuff they did. Then Tom Cavalli, who owns I Win Contest, did a reverse draw. It was the funniest thing. And he did a reverse draw. Now, if you don't know what a reverse draw is, he picks out a name and he calls it out. If you hear your name, you're out. So, until he gets down to the last 5 people or last 10. And then he was drawing names, and then those people did win prizes. Then he got down to the last 4 and he said, okay, we have a grand prize of $500. Do you want to draw to see who wins the grand prize, or you want to split it? And they all said, we'll split it. So they each won $125. But what was funny is every time he drew a name, with all the other events, if they drew a name, you won a prize or got to play a game and win a prize, or something would happen. In this case, you're out. So everyone was booing and hissing and then laughing. I thought it was hilarious because usually he got, for after a while, he goes, I'm starting to rethink this. This isn't a good idea. So he did that. Then they had lunch, and to save money on the budget, make sure we all had prizes, they served a box lunch. It was a sub sandwich, and they had different kinds because some people had dietary constrictions. So they made their boxes separate. So they had vegetarian. I don't know if they might have had some gluten-free ones with, for special people. And then they had turkey, roast beef, and an ultimate or something. And then you got a drink. So in the box was a sub and a bag of chips and 2 cookies. And it was all from the grocery store, the Publix grocery store. And it was so good. And I thought, this is fantastic. They're saving money for the budget. They're feeding everybody. It was delicious. We were all full. Nobody was wanting for anything. And it was so fresh. They had just made them, and they had picked them up that morning. It was fantastic. I thought, okay, this is amazing. They did so well on that event. And then again, we did draws, and they did the pick a prize. So what they do is everybody who has, sometimes you're the bridesmaid, not the bride. You win a secondary prize. Well, you're entering for the grand prize. You don't really need one, or you win two of them. So people were donating all these prizes, and what they did was they put them all out on these tables, kind of like these tables, right? Prizes, front and back, and then beside or in front of the prize, they had a lunch bag with the name on it. And what you did is part of your ticket, you got 20, pick a prize, and you went in and you could put them all in one. You could spread them out into 20 different things. You could put 2 here and 5 there, whatever you wanted. Well, George didn't bring his reading glasses, and there was a really nice Coke jacket. You can go watch my video. I did the unboxing, and he didn't have his reading glasses, and he won the jacket. And I go, I thought we decided that jacket was too small. He was trying to win the thing beside it. I think it was a bar set. Without his glasses, he put his ticket into the wrong one, and he won the other prize. It was fun. And then, of course, we all went back to the hotel after. So but the nationals, it's in the evening. So it's a Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. And so what happens there is basically just what you said. They'll have a speaker to talk on a subject. I was asked to speak. I don't think we've settled on a topic yet. But I'm going to help out. Tom will probably talk. I don't know who else they're going to get to talk. It's going to be fun, though. There's going to be there's always somebody good speaking. And you know what's amazing? And this is what I said. This hobby is so vast that it's impossible to know it all. It's also ever evolving. Like the sweepstakes hobby I'm entering now is not the same one that I started 22 years ago. Like, it's not the same hobby at all. And the people that have been entering longer know it for sure, because it was just mail in at one point. So I've always learned something new at a convention. Like, it's such a vast topic. That's why I tell people, don't just learn from me, learn from other people too, because it's impossible for one person to know it all. It really is. There's too much to learn, too much to know. So yeah, it's vast. And so I always learn something new. People always give ideas. And you're like, oh, how come I didn't think of that? It's so obvious sometimes after somebody tells you something. And you're like, how did I not know that when I was, entering that giveaway? Okay, so I did some more bills. We'll glue some more down. So yeah, if you can come to a mini or a national, there is one also so the Tar Heel one's passed. The national is almost sold out. I don't know if it's sold out yet. The last update was it's getting close. If you want to come in July, you better buy your tickets. And then there's an event in Memphis in October, which I won't make because it's George's 60th. And I'm working on taking him to the Grand Canyon because it's a bucket list item for him. Oh, yeah, Habs Red would have been so much better, said Lisa. Actually, it's funny? This office has won me Leafs tickets and Leafs prizes because there was a TikTok giveaway. They were giving away Leafs tickets. And you had to use the Leafs filter. And I used the Leafs filter and I filmed in my office. And I go, I work every day surrounded by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And they're like, do you live close by? And I'm like, I do, because they can't give tickets to you if you live in Thunder Bay, right? It's a 20-hour drive to Thunder Bay, even though it's in Ontario. So I said, yeah, I'm, just down the road. So they gave me tickets. I was so excited. We were going to the game. Instead of, we were going to be in the corner, like it was pretty close. I was so sick. I transferred the tickets to him and he went with a buddy. They had a good time, but oh well. But yeah, so I've won tickets from this office. It's fun. And when writing your name, do you need to be careful? You don't write on top of something like the face or words on the bill. No, I just write right over the middle. Like, I'm just writing over, and I'm also writing on the front. I'm not writing on the back. I'm writing on the front. I like how it says this is, so the other bills I had, I glued them down already. Let me see. These ones I got, So these say copy money. The $100 bills. So this says movie prop use only. These ones say movie prop use only. So they have the writing for movie money all in different places. So this one has it straight across the top. This one has it off to the side where his name faces. This 20 has it off to the side. Yeah, the 5 has it off to the side. I glued down the last $200 bills I had, and it says for motion pictures use, right where it says the United States of America on this one. On the other one, it says for motion picture purposes, and then it says copy, but this one has the green thing that says paper ancestor money. It's not real. I think this pack of money looks realer. What is the 2? Yeah, and the $2 bill says down here for movie. And then on the back, it says it too. Like it has it again. Like, so both sides clearly make it to be, right? United States copy money. Like it's not, right? They make it very clear that it's not real money. So maybe I'll throw on a few 20s just to be 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, I'll just leave it at thousands. And the 200s that I have. And I didn't show you, but his face is elongated. Like I don't know if you can see that. It's a little better on the $100 bills that I just glued down, so I can't show you. Murphy's Law, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'll finish it up and I'll put a picture on my Instagram when I'm done. Because I really want to see how this glitter glue is going to turn out. I'm going to paint the border black and then I'm going to paint the glitter on it. I'm going to see how it turns out. Yeah, Teresa wanted to know about second chance lottery ticket opportunities. I can't put up your comment because it's so long it'll like cover half the screen. Yeah, she says you can take tickets that are discarded in the trash and put in the numbers that are on the ticket. Yes. So that's there's actually a whole chapter in my upcoming book. Donna gave a speech on that very topic at the 2016 sweepstakes convention on second chance drawings with the lottery. Because there's other sweepstakes, if you read the rules, also have second chance drawings. But they're just for like regular draws, not for lottery in particular. And then it also depends on where you live. Every state is different. So I recommend when people ask that question, I always recommend people go to their state's lottery website and read what is available to them because it changes from state to state. Okay. And then the games change from state to state. But yeah, she recommends doing just that, getting the discarded tickets and entering them. And she said it's a great way, and she wins a lot of second chance. So that's what you can do. And if I'm somewhere, like for example, we had won some scratch offs at the Tar Heel event. We scratched them and we didn't win anything. So I gave my tickets to someone that lived in the state in North Carolina because I couldn't enter it. So I just gave them to someone that lived in North Carolina, and I'm hoping they'll win. Let's see, I'm going to spread this out a little bit. I think I need some more in that corner. Oh, that one doesn't have any writing on it. Oh, neither does that one. So yeah. So yeah, I haven't heard. I'm assuming that nobody won from the tickets that I left any prizes, but oh no, this one didn't get glued down properly. It was sitting there and I thought it was glued. Ta-da! Okay, let's do that now like this. Okay, here we go. There. And then, okay, so that's what, oh, Sheila says, I've done that. Don't tell the others. That's so funny. Yeah, a lot of people do it, right? She says, well, people collect empty aluminum cans, right? You just have to be careful. So it's really funny when I go pin code hunting in the summer. So that starts in about a month, right? It usually around May 1st to our August 30th, 31st, or September 7th, depending on the year. It kind of floats a little bit. It started as early as I think April 25th. It's basically the end of April to the beginning of September. And all these companies host these giveaways that require PIN codes. And so I freeze my gym membership and I go walking for 4 or 5 months. And that's what I do. And I love it. And some years I've won big and other years nothing. So in 2021, I instantly won a hot tub. And in 2022, the only thing I won was a t-shirt. And actually, some of the contests changed their rules and the prizes you couldn't win as often or as many. And they all went digital. So, and I get it because postage rates went through the roof. And I think they noticed that they were mailing similar prizes to the same people over and over. And they're like, okay, we're done with that. So that starts in about a month. And to me, that's a great way because I have to exercise anyway. So I can either walk around the neighborhood and do it for free, or I can, pay the gym and go and walk on the treadmill. And then, I might as well get my exercise in. So that's what I do all summer long. And so some years I've done very well and some years not so much, but it's still fun and I like to try. And I do support the sponsor. I do buy the product, but let's face it, it's not that good to drink that much soda. So I do buy the soda to support the sponsors, but I can't drink that much. Yeah, I love getting fit while getting PIN codes. And just to triple task it, I put my headset on and I listen to an Audible book. I catch up on podcasts. Like I said, I do work with Robert Ohado, and I am a bit behind on some of his web series. He has his membership and then the public stuff. And so I listen to all of that because also I need to answer people's questions on his socials and in his customer service. So I listen to his work. And so sometimes I'll listen to that. So, podcasts, Audible, it's a great, and I'm out getting fresh air. We're inside all winter. I'm trying to figure out how I can take this job and work in Florida. When we were down in Florida, we're meeting with Tag. We stayed in Airbnb because I used a $500 gift card I won. So I thought, well, we're going to save some money on this trip. And so we stayed at this lovely little Airbnb across from the bay. And this one even came with kayak use. We didn't have time to do that, but it was right there. And even at one point, because we had the access to the docks, I was working and George went out and sat and read on the dock with his coffee, and it was lovely. And then we were walking to the local coffee shop. It was so nice. It was so warm in March, like maybe cold by Florida standards, warm by the Canadian standards. And we saw a man on the porch, and we were like, "Oh, we love your cottage." He goes, "Oh, it's not mine. I rent it." And him and his wife rented January, February, March. And I put that out to the universe. How do I do that? How do I make my business so I can disappear, maybe not right now, but I don't ever see myself stop working because I just love what I do. But how do I do that? So I've kind of put it there, like just on the radar. How do I live in flip-flops for 3 extra months and yet still have a home base here? Just kind of, that would suit me just fine. And then if you rent like that, you don't have to go, like if you buy, you're going back to the same place every year and then you have to maintain it and you're paying taxes. This way, one year you can do Florida, another year you can do California, another year you can do somewhere in Mexico, another year you can do, because basically if I have internet, I can work anywhere. Like what I'm using tonight for a camera is one that I bought to travel with because I don't want to take, like I have a permanent camera that I bought, a DSLR, Sony webcam that's designed. It's a camera. I can use it for camera, but it's designed a lot for content creation. But I don't want to take that on the road. It's, too delicate for my liking. Other people use it all the time. I'm not comfortable doing that. So I went to Costco, had a creator kit with a tiny microphone and a webcam. And it came with the buffer, which I put on my big microphone that I'm using tonight. And I thought, you know what? I need one that I can easily point down to catch what I'm doing here and me in the same frame without disturbing the setup I have regularly. And so I just brought the camera in and I put it on and it works great. Again, opportunities, not necessarily money, is showing up in the same sense as, now again, I have new equipment to help teach and to keep growing my business. To me, that is money still coming in constantly and consistently because it's giving me the funds to buy the tools that I need. I always say this when I teach RoboForm. A lot of people are like, I don't need that. I have autofill. Look, I'm not going to dig a garden with a teaspoon. I'm going to go get a shovel. Use the tools for the job. It saves so much time. I know so many people, when I show them how I use it, they're shocked at how much time it saves. So don't always just look at it as cash. If it's helping your life move forward, I kind of put it in this bucket. Right? So again, we're sweepstakers. I won a $25 gift card and an opportunity to win prizes at a dinner the other night. So fun. You could win trips. So those trips that I went on vacation. It didn't come out of my vacation budget. Now I can take that vacation budget and use it somewhere else. Right? That's what you have to look at it too. Oh, yes, I forgot about that. I guess I have a money page in my planner. I printed a universal blank check from the Secrets website many moons ago, and then I added play money to the page. I like that it's portable for me. Oh my God, I forgot about the blank check. And you know what? I just gave the book to somebody. Oh, here's Tag's books right here. Silly. There's the silver book, the first edition, second edition. But there's a book called Money and You that I just gave to somebody to digitize so that I could publish it faster. But here's his other book that I'm working on called Think Wealth. Put your money where your mind is. Right? And let me just see, because in Money and You, he had one of those blank checks. Let me just see. Does he have? I haven't done this book yet. He's got like affirmations. Like, look at this one. Wealth is mine now that I have set my success destinations. Ha! That's what I've done. I enjoy my life and my wealth, for my funds are unlimited. I have unlimited funds in my universal bank account. Oh my God, I love it. Oh yeah, okay. So let me just see if I can see a check, and then I'm gonna. Oh, that's funny. He's got pictures of checks in here. You know what? I'm gonna go through this right now because he was friends with Helene. That's how I found him. That's how he did the book. So let me go through. We're going to read all. We're going to what do you call it? Stair step it. Helene's lesson, and then we're going to stair step tags affirmations on top. Okay, so let's see. I think wealthy, therefore I am. Okay, let's read out all. Oh, see, this is what we were just talking about. The loser complains, the winner makes the best of a situation. So even if it seems like an obstacle, it might not be. Okay, so here's his affirmations. I think wealthy, therefore I am wealthy. I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve and enjoy my wealth. Each day I become more and more successful at money matters. So this book will probably be printed later this year, maybe early next year, because I bought 10 of them to publish. I always look and feel wealthy. I take a little extra time in grooming, and it always pays me richly. Well, I think that's for go for the job you want, not the job you have. Oh yeah, so he does have the check activity in here. So he's got play the money game. See, so he's got all these money games. I always have more than I need. I pay my bills promptly and joyfully with my unlimited supply of money. I always receive great value for my money. Oh my gosh, I love all these affirmations. Whoops. Oh, they're sticking together a little bit here. I don't want to miss any affirmations. Okay, wealth is mine now that I've set my success destinations. Yeah, that was the first one I read. Isn't that interesting? See, there are no coincidences. That's the first one I read. And that's what I have been talking about this whole hour. I enjoy my life and my wealth, for my funds are unlimited. I have unlimited funds in my universal bank account. I'm going to have to start writing these out and posting them on my Instagram or something for people to copy, because it's going to be a while before the book is out. So at least they can have all the affirmations. I have an abundance of creative ideas, which makes me wealthier every day. See? Creativity is also wealth. The time for me to become wealthier is now. Every investment I make will be successful. That's what I just did. I invested in my business. I make money every minute of the day or night, even while I sleep. Oh, I like that one. And I live in a world of lavish abundance that I deserve. I enjoy my life, my wealth, and my funds are unlimited. Every day I'm improving my self-worth, both mentally and financially. See, I like that. Mentally and financially. It is okay for me to have everything I desire. Yeah, some people don't feel worthy. Every day I have increasing confidence in my money dealings. Yeah, and some people aren't as good with money, so this will give them the confidence to get better. And then he has just his bibliography. Is there a picture of him on this book? No, there's no pictures of him on this book. Let me just see. I think it's in this one. I'm making a new website, so I've got to get the pictures to the webmaster. Yeah, so there is him and his wife, Judith. Let's see if we can get it to focus on them. And she passed 11 years ago, and he's had a stroke. And so when he saw what I did with Helene's books and he didn't have anybody to, continue his legacy, he was really happy that I called and just, now see, I was very nervous asking Dyke for the rights to Helene's stuff. But my logic was, if I don't buy it and he passes, then her work passes with him, not her, but it still passes. And this way, if I have it, I can modernize it. Basically I Kindle and Kobo and all that stuff that it wasn't doing before. And then we can get it out there. So he's, now I'm going to be doing all of his books. So there's and they're all about, actually almost all of them are about money. So his wife's books are reiterations of the Wallace Wattles works, The Science of Becoming Excellent, The Science of Well-Being, and The Science of Getting Rich. And then he did 2 on James Allen. So As a Man Thinketh, and As You Thinketh. It was from, as he changed the title a little bit because it's his reiteration because they're public domain. From Poverty to Power, right? So power, money. Then he has a little wonky one. This is really metaphysical. Taming the Wild Pendulum, which I thought, why not? And then he had Think Wealth and Money in You. So I don't have the Money in You right now. And then he had the first edition and second edition of a Silva Mind Mastery book, which is interesting because actually Jose wrote a quote on the back. I congratulate Tag and Judy Powell for authoring Silva Mind Mastery. The book explains the advances in brain-mind relations that opens a world of new and exciting possibilities. Read this book, and I'm sure that you will start to change your life for the better. Jose Silva, founder of the Silva Method. Isn't that cool? So that's really, really great. And I'm talking to Diana Silva, his daughter, and let's put it out there that as soon as I get this one done, we'll get her to write a new foreword for that book. So I think that'll be very exciting. What I'll do is we'll wrap this up. Let me see if there's any questions. I'll finish this up. I'll post it on Instagram for everyone to see. And I'll do Facebook too. Oh, Aurora says, when I buy a lottery ticket, I only buy one. No sense in buying more than one because I'm going to win. You know what? If you like lottery ticket stories, go find Timothy Schultz. He's got a great channel. He won the Powerball, I think when he was young, when he was 21 or something. No, you can't yet because I'm republishing them. They're all out of print. So Sheila wants to know if you can Tag's books are on Amazon. Not on Amazon yet. They will be. I'm going to go as fast as I can. I bought the rights to 10 books. Do you know how long it takes to publish a book? And I want them all out as fast as I can. So that's why, because I've got so many irons in the fire, I gave the Money in You book to a fellow author who has time. And I said, how much to digitize this? I don't need her to do the layout or anything, but just get all the text from because I only have the paperbacks. So I have to take it from the paper version to a digital version. And then I have to reformat it to get it as close as I can to the original because I like to keep the integrity. I need to write a foreword and put in resources and all that jazz and all the new copyrights, yada, yada, yada. And then I also have to Kindle it, Kobo it, Google Books it. I do all that stuff. Got to get a new cover. Got to give him a site. And then depending on the book, maybe Audible it. But then maybe translate it into languages. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited about this one. This is the first one. So yeah, a lot of stuff I'm doing. But yeah, they will be available on Amazon. And I'm going to launch a new website with all the books. Because what happened was Helene's book, The Name It Claiming Games About Contest. So I put it on Contest Queen. And then the rest of her books are metaphysical books. So I just stuck them on my marketing website. And even Tom Cavalli, who owns I Win Contests, he says to me, those don't really belong there. You need a separate website. I said, I know, but it took me 6 years to build this site. So I'm not building another one right now, but I knew I needed an author website. So I'm finally starting it. So I have to do that. Yeah, that's funny because that's exactly what the producer at the studio said. He goes, do you sleep? I'm like, unfortunately, a little too much. George says to me, you don't sleep, you snore. I do like sleep, actually. It's one of my favorite things to do. Oh my God, it was a blessing when I won. How many years ago now? I think it was at the beginning of 2020. Or it was either the beginning of 2019 or the beginning of 2020. I can't remember. I think it was the beginning of 2019. And I moved in with George. And when I moved in here, the mattress that I had was super old. I thought it was comfy, but He said, look at this thing. It's just done. I'm like, all right. So we let it go. And he had a really expensive Stearns and Foster, like with the pillow this and the, but I did not like it. My hips were hurting all the time, like just the way I sleep. And I was like, I need a new mattress. I put it up to the universe. Well, I entered a contest one August. They didn't notify me till January that I had won. And they showed up. It was from the Hilton, and it was their, or was it the Westin? Anyway, it was one of the hotels, and they sell their mattresses because everyone likes their, like, you go to a hotel and you're like, wow, this is a great sleep. I love the mattress. So they have their own brand of mattress. And I won this mattress and I loved it. So I do like my sleep, especially since I won my bed. Put some flannels on it. That's it. Anyway, yeah, so I'll give you guys an update, and then I'll do this again in October. Like, it's fun. I like doing this every 6 months. It's a fun activity. You can do it with kids. The money's not expensive at all. I mean, I just bought it on Amazon and it showed up. Like, I have Prime, so it just shows up in a few days. I am definitely going to spend more time looking because I would like to do one with money from all over the world. So I might have to buy more than one set. I don't know. We'll see. And we'll see how that changes it too, because I think that's interesting. Anyway, go check out my events calendar because I've got interviews coming up. I do Q&As coming up. Sometimes I don't have time to announce interviews in my emails because I suddenly get a guest. So go check that out. Oh, Sheila said, I learned about Helene from Vision's infomercial. I reached out Helene on YouTube and found you. You got back into an old hobby. Yeah, I know, right? Sweepstakes has been around. I've got marketing books that talk about sweepstakes since the 1930s. And it goes back even further than that. Like, companies have been using sweepstakes as a marketing tool for well over 100 years. And it's obviously changed over the years, but it's such a fun hobby. It's such a fun hobby. If you want to see the heyday of sweeping, like when it was contesting, go watch the movie The Prize Winner of Defiance, Ohio, or read the book. They're both good. They're not exactly the same. I did get a chance to meet the Affidazis, and they said that everything in the book and the movie was true, but they had to sometimes hobble together the stories for the continuity. So sometimes things didn't happen together as they did, but everything did actually happen. But they might have been separate events here and here and here and here. But to make it work, they kind of went, oh, yeah, we'll smash these three together and then we'll make one story out of it. But that's a really interesting way. So yeah, the hobby's been around forever. And so you can take a break and come back to it. And who knows, maybe I'll get to work with Vision one day and bring Helene's work back to life, because I'm also working with Silva Canada. And so we'll see. I'm talking to them. We'll see. I'm thinking I might become a Silva instructor like Vision is. So you never know what'll happen. You just put it all out there and just see where the road goes. It's fun adventure. Okay, until next time, you now know how I've done in the past year. So I definitely love doing these boards because it has all gone up. And, we'll see where this one takes me in 6 months. And you know what? DM me and send me messages or leave comments. If you do a board, let me know how you've done. Because it feels like I'm in a little vacuum here. I sit in this office and I just do these things and I talk to people online, but then I don't ever find out what happens. So let me know, please. I'd love successes. Okay, until next time, bye for now.